If I could describe the Get My Life tour in one word, it would be vulnerability. Showing up for yourself is so important. Welcome to the Get My Life tour. I'm your host, Lydia T. Blanco. Hey y'all, and welcome to the Get My Life tour. It is me, your host, Lydia T. Blanco, and as always, I'm so excited because you decided to show up, take center stage. You are here, and that means a lot. If this is your first time tuning into the Get My Life tour, welcome. My goodness, I'm so glad to have you here. And if this is your second, 30th, I have no idea what time it is, but if you're tuned in again, thank you so much for being a loyalist, okay? Thank you for being loyal. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking center stage in your life. Look, I just feel like I'm at this place in life where I'm just like, okay, all right. Okay. That's interesting. I've been really reflective, to say the least. And I just have been there for quite some time. Have you been there? You know, it's February. Typically, people are coming out the gate swinging at this moment. But I also feel like this is the time of year when people who have planned to go really hard sometimes slow down or lose their momentum. And I don't belong to that tribe, but I have been in deep thought and meditation and reflection as of late. And I feel like I know why, but also I'm just like, And so what I want to talk about today is the idea and also a fact. And that is, you're already winning, okay? You're already winning. You are already winning. That's one of my affirmations, and it is something that has been honestly been getting me through. Let me tell you something. There are moments where I have to step back and just look at everything that I've done, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I've done that. And not just professionally, right? Oh my goodness, I've overcome that. Oh my goodness, I've forgiven in that way. Oh my goodness, I've done X, Y, and Z. And the odds were stacked against me, right? You know what? Let me stay on that for a second, because a part of the mindset that you have to have when you believe that you're already winning is that, you know what I'm saying? You get even when things are odd, right? That balance. Life is easy, right? Life is odd, but I'm getting even. I'll never forget seeing that somewhere. It probably was during the MySpace days, but it's something that I've kept with me, right? And I think that is a part of that mentality when you say, look, I'm already winning. Having that at the top of mind as you're doing things, as you're showing up, and as you are setting out to accomplish whatever goals you may have, it positions you different. I feel like it corrects your posture. You know what I'm saying? You can't let your chin touch your chest when you know that you're already winning. And that's where I'm at, okay? Because I'm in this game, right? I'm in life. And sometimes I'm on the court. Other times I'm, practicing my free throws. Other times I'm shooting from the back of the gym, doing great things like LeBron. And then I have those moments in life where I feel like Kobe and I'm shooting in the dark. And in those moments, that's when I realize I am already winning. That doesn't mean you stop training, right? You don't carry this arrogance around, but you have to remember that you are already winning. I don't know why I automatically went to a basketball arena, but wherever it is that you can visualize yourself winning, when you close your eyes, go there. If that means being ever more present, and opening your eyes and looking around at your current, circumstances or whatever the case may be, then do that. But you have to remember that you are already winning. Let me tell y'all something, okay? So last week was so interesting. I had so many people cancel on me, literally rescheduling meetings, not communicating that they would no longer be able to meet, falling asleep right after we communicated about meeting, and then an appointment being double booked. I thought that I was going to lose my cool. Okay, not my mind, but my cool. I was like, yo, what is going on right now? Why is everybody canceling on me? I didn't know what was happening. But what I had to remember was that everything was already all right. Right? I was already winning. Without having those conversations, without the appointment, without, connecting with that individual, everything was already okay. I would still be good. And I bring up the cancellations and the rescheduling because time is so important, right? You can waste money and, material things and all this other stuff, but you will never be able to get your time back. And I'm very sensitive about my time. I am a respecter of other people's time. I really get nervous and begin to itch under my armpits if I am late and I can't communicate that immediately. But, what I want you to take away from this, other than, how my body responds to anxiety, is that when other people can't commit to the time that they've set aside for you, know that you are positioned or be positioned in a way that you are not moved by other people not keeping their commitments, right? Live in such a way that how you show up matters even more than those who aren't able to show up for you. And I honestly believe that it will position you to win in life or whatever it is, honestly. As I was creating the show notes for this Stop on a Tour, one of the things that came to me immediately was Lauryn Hill's line. And it's iconic. And if you're not familiar with it, because, it didn't come to you automatically, it is, how you gonna win when you ain't right within? I swear that is one of my favorite lines. It could be because she only had one album that was incredible. But, from that doo-wop number, how you gonna win when you ain't right within? Come again, okay? And then you have like the three Lauryn Hills in the background singing, back up. But look, in all seriousness, there's so many people who are trying to win, but they can't even show up for themselves and participate in their victories because there's so much going on within them. There have been moments where I literally have had to sit down, okay? I had to take off a week and literally get my mind together, write some things down, have a series of conversation, reflect on what was really bothering me and how I was showing up and if I'd been giving what I was expecting to receive and how that was playing out in so many different areas of my life. Now, thank God I'm well, right? I have the opportunity to rest and I have different outlets. I pray, I meditate. I've even been detoxing lately because I'm like, there's just some things I need to get out of me, okay? and they got to come out one way or another. And I don't say that to be graphic at all, but there's so many different ways that we can detox and that we should be releasing, right? Maybe that's through crying. Maybe that's through, doing some kind of cleanse, speaking in therapy. I just feel like there are so many different ways, but it's hard to win when you're not right within. Like, it is so hard, because what often happens is that we begin to experience victories, but we're not fulfilled. And that is deeply rooted within us. I've been there. I haven't been satisfied. I have not been fulfilled. I haven't been present. I felt like I was just passing through, and oh yeah, that was cool. I'm glad I was able to do that, right? And not even be excited, because I had so much going on within me, right? As you take inventory, as you sort through your stuff, you have to let go of some things, because number one, I talk about this all the time, and I know you probably heard others say it. Everybody can't go with you, right? Or as you continue on your journey, things begin to get heavy because you're trying to carry too much with you. But sometimes we just have so much going on inside of us, and we carry that everywhere we go, and we can't be present, and we can't celebrate ourselves, those small wins, or anything that's going on around us because of what's going on within us. All right, so look, I don't want this to be somber. I really want this Stop on a Tour to focus on the fact that you're already winning, okay? Now, sometimes it can be hard. I know this pandemic has really taken a toll on people, and we keep hearing that conversation over and 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 over again, okay? That's how annoying it is. But look, I was just doing some research, and I just wanted to share some ways to remember that you are already winning, or to realize, better yet, that you are already winning, right? And the first one is to really celebrate the small wins. And I know that can be difficult, but you have to remember that every day that you wake up and you are alive and well and have good health, that you're here for a reason, right? I feel like that was two-part. Okay, so celebrate the small wins and be grateful for every day. And when you get to a point where you can do that, and probably in a reverse order, honestly, right? Be grateful for each and every day that you receive, and then celebrate small wins. I think that'll help you remember that you're winning, right? I honestly remember that I'm winning when I make up my bed, okay? Now, this may sound crazy, but there's so much research out there, excuse me for popping my lip, but there's so much research out there about how successful people make up their beds every day. Now, I know most people are just rolling right over and they don't feel like it's necessary, right? But I still make a habit out of doing it. And I'm like, okay, look, Lydia, you're successful. You out here killing it in these digital streets since we all inside. But make up your bed, right? That's a small win. I'm like, okay, I'm already winning. I've made up my bed. Maybe you just start there. Take extra time for yourself, right? I feel like that's a good way to win. And that definitely is a small win that you can celebrate. I think that has helped me a lot, honestly. Of course, really pay attention to what you have been able to accomplish. And that doesn't have to be a huge and lofty goal. Maybe it's just progress. You said you was going to do this. You did some of that, and you're working towards doing it more frequently. You know what I'm saying? That is to be celebrated. You're already winning, right? It's one thing if you didn't take any of the steps to get to where you want to be, or you didn't take a step, but you did. So you are already winning, okay? Write it down. I have a notebook, okay? I had too many notebooks, okay? Let me tell you how. I had too many notebooks. I had like 10 notebooks here in the Bay Area. And y'all know I'm bi-coastal, so I don't know why I had to have 10 notebooks. And I think I have boiled it down to my journal, my poetry book, my business book, and then my daily task. So now I have 4 books, but I write everything down, and I write them down in their respective spaces. But writing things down is such a good habit. Number one, it's a great way to, manifest. You write it down and you get it out of your head. And it could be a good way to just, release some things. But writing down your victories is super helpful. You get to see it, right? Because not everybody's going to celebrate it. That's just a fact. If you did something that others would consider menial, you should still write it down because that's something you did. And you succeeded at that, right? So you won, okay? One of the things that I saw come up in an article was gifting yourself. And I love a good gift, okay? But I like gifts that are functional. Don't just give me something because you thought it was cool. Get it because I can use it. Just in case anybody ever wants to buy me a gift, not asking. But I think it's so important to give yourself gifts, right? A gift that I often give myself is kindness and grace. You can start there. You know what I'm saying? And you can also do something nice for yourself. A cup of coffee, take yourself out on a walk. Buy yourself something nice, you know what I'm saying? Maybe pay for express shipping. I don't know what your thing is, but I think it would be dope if you gifted yourself. Sometimes we're waiting for others to do what we really want. Or what am I trying to say, y'all? We want others to do things for us that we're not willing to do for ourselves. And I think getting into a habit of doing things that you would like for yourself is where you should start, right? And you're like, okay, I won. Let me. Number one, you are the prize, but get yourself something nice too, okay? So those are just, a number of ways to remember, right? And to really celebrate the small wins and know that you are right where you are supposed to be. I know that's hard, right? But that's my last point right there. You are where you are supposed to be. And I have struggled with that, y'all. I ain't even going front. I have literally struggled with that, especially with living this bi-coastal lifestyle. People are like, wow, that's really attractive. Or they're on the other end of the spectrum like, wow, how are you doing it? Like, really, what does that mean? And what does that look like? And I'm just like, okay, cool. So let me not explain anything to you, okay? Because being is hard to explain to people who aren't willing to do the work. But it is something that I literally have grappled with. And it has been a beautiful and exciting challenge. But I have to often remember I am right where I need to be. And sometimes those spaces are very uncomfortable. But those are the environments that we are in because that's where we will experience the most victories. And sometimes those victories aren't ones that we can celebrate in the present moment, but it's right where we need to be so that when we get to where it is that our hearts desire, we can look back and be like, have one of those aha moments, right? So I'd rather be where my blessings are and where I can experience the most victories so that I can count it a win later, even when it doesn't feel like I'm winning. But you're already winning. You have to remember that. When failures, when disappointment, when heartbreak, disaster, whatever the case may be, arises, you have to remember that you're already winning. I think that's one of the ways that we happen to life. That's one of the ways that we stand firmly in who we are. That kind of confidence, sometimes it has to be arrogance when you got to remind people of who you are. is what sets us apart. Remember, you are already winning. All right, I'm kind of hype about my mic drop moment because it just came to me, and I love when there's an automatic download. So here it is. When it's winning season, it does not matter who is cheering for you. I can't tell you how many times I wished and hoped and prayed and just really harped on who I wish could have been in the room, who would have been cheering the loudest and would have been going hard and probably had a handmade sign with them at some of my greatest moments, or what I thought or believed to be my greatest moments. But you know what? Like, none of that matters. As much as it does, it doesn't. Right? And more times than not, I realize it does not matter. Like, it doesn't matter. So many moments are fleeting. Every moment is fleeting. So when it is winning season, it does not matter who is cheering, who's rooting the loudest, or who is in the room. You'll already be where you need to be. And I believe those who are supposed to be in the room with you will be there as well. And that doesn't mean discount everyone who is not, but they just couldn't be, right? Everybody can't go. Everyone doesn't have admission. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the room is at capacity, and you don't get to determine what that number is. I really hope that you got what you needed on this stop of the tour. If you did, be sure to review, subscribe, download, or leave a comment on any of, the social profiles associated with the Get My Life Tour on Instagram, Facebook at Get My Life Tour, on Twitter. Let me know your thoughts, okay? You can also email me at joinme@thegetmylifetour.com. Visit thegetmylifetour.com and subscribe to the newsletter. I really want to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? This is the 3rd season of the Get My Life Tour, and I want to be able to know what your thoughts are as you show up for yourself. And if you'd like to stay connected with me as I just tackle the world journalistically to tell Black stories and stories about women in the workforce and business and entrepreneurship, do so by visiting my website, lydiatblanco.com, or so follow me on all social platforms at Lydia T. Blanco. And you know what I'm saying? Be well. I am looking forward to the next stop right here, okay? And until then, it has been real. Peace.